Within.
Yes. What is going on, good people? Time for Impact Wrestling Review. We're excited to be back for 10/4/2018. DJ here, Casey over there. And I don't know where Rabbit is. I think Rabbit asked me about the review, and I think he fell asleep because it's late. So, and I'm kind of upset because there were some things I kind of wanted to hear Rabbit's thoughts on tonight. So hopefully we'll hear from him next week. But changing the format again. Eventually, I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna stick to it, or I'm probably gonna do this format and then forget next week. But
You will.
I'm kind of gonna do this feud by feud instead of segment by segment, just because I think segment by segment is stupid when we don't talk about the video packages and barely talk about the promos. So that's just me. That's just me because we have a lot of video packages and promos where we're like, well, I didn't really listen to that promo, so it didn't matter. So I'm gonna do it this way. We're gonna start with the others in the thing, the other feuds, the feuds outside of the title picture, and stuff like that. Let's see. I'm gonna start with the Eli Drake Open Challenge that didn't mean anything. This is why I'm doing it this way because we have a lot of segments that don't mean anything and should be deleted from the show. Real quick, I guess I kind of do want to give overall thoughts on the show. I thought this show was absolutely awful. Okay, not absolutely awful. I just didn't wasn't really enjoying the show. Some of the segments were good, but the matches felt like they were sluggish and sloppy and not clean. Like it was almost like like these people had never worked together ever. There were a lot of moments in matches where I was just like, eh. So that's just me. But the smoke show was the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. We'll talk about that in a minute. Casey, overall thoughts on the show before we get into Eli Drake, and you have to scroll all the way through your notes to find it. This is why I do this to you, so you have to. It keeps you active.
I only wrote notes on one thing, so it's fine. I'm the exact opposite as DJ, and usually we are the exact opposite. I thought the matches weren't that bad. I mean, they weren't great, but I enjoyed the matches more than I enjoyed the backstage segments, especially the freaking Eddie Edwards one. Like,
ironically enough, Casey, I thought that one was one of the best of the night. I'm not even joking.
We always joke about how like wrestling is just a lot of like overacting and everything, but that was way over the top. Like to a point where I couldn't even find a shred of like being able to take it seriously. I was just like, this is ridiculous. I don't know. But I thought the matches were okay. They weren't great, but they were okay for what they were.
Alrighty, let's move in. Still trying to get in contact with Rabbit. He's on Facebook, but not answering. But anyway, to the other feeds that we have going on, other things going on within the show. I'm gonna start with Eli Drake and La Parka and Eli Drake's whole open challenge thing. Anyway, what is this doing for Eli Drake at all? Like, this is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen done like in my life, and I hate it. Like, I'm not even like usually Eli Drake promos. I'm like, yeah, I gotta listen to this, and like it was okay, but like at the same time, I feel like a lot of these are just like the same thing. He's getting to the point where he's starting to say the same things over and over again too, which I don't know if that's just an Impact thing. This is what they do, but like for whatever reason, it's getting to that point for me. The open challenge just doesn't make any sense logically. Like, I get an open challenge for if you're a champion because you want to be a fighting champion. But first off, Eli Drake is a heel. He's not a champion. So what's the point of the open challenge? Is it to show that he can beat everybody he goes up against and then loses to La Parka tonight? And I'm like, what is it? Why? How is this helping him at all in any way? I'm not a fan of this Eli Drake open challenge. I think it's stupid. I think they could be doing an actual feud with him in some form or fashion, and they're not doing it. And I think they're kind of wasting him away right now. Casey, thoughts on the Eli Drake Open challenges or the Open challenge tonight against La Parka?
I usually don't like open challenges anyway, because I think a lot of times, sometimes it helps, but a lot of times it seems like filler. This one I didn't have a problem with too much, and I actually and I think it was a good idea for them to have La Parka win because, for one, this is their last week in Mexico, so you kind of want to leave the fans with, something good in a way. And La Parka is an absolute legend in Mexico, not even just in Mexico, but all over the world. Um, so giving him not a, he didn't lose, and he didn't. It was more he just Eli walked out, so he was counted out. So in a way, it really didn't hurt either one. I think if La Parka lost, it wouldn't have looked good, and it wouldn't have been good for the fans and everything. If Eli lost, it wouldn't have looked good for him. I think this was the best booking they could have done, um, with involving La Parka, a legend in the show, and keeping Eli kind of looking strong. But I thought it was good booking.
Alrighty, let's jump into Scarlett Bordeaux tonight. She was on commentary. I can't remember which match it was though. You remember what match? What?
I've been discarded, but anytime you. Oh, you.
You're right. You're true. No, but she was on commentary. I can't remember what match it was. And then the smoke show was hilarious. Probably the best one I've seen so far.
It was a big match.
Huh? Yeah, the Eli Drake match. I feel like it took away from that match a little bit, but I think that's the whole point of her anyway, is to take away from everything that she's like the focus on everything that she's in. So I think it did kind of work, and this was kind of the match to do it on. Then a little bit later, they had the smoke show with Petey Williams and Trevor Lee. Petey Williams was trying to show her the Canadian Destroyer. He had to get a little hands on and make sure that the hips was aligned the way they should. He also had to, he wanted to show her how to do it, the flipping motion and everything. So he made sure he had his head in the right position to take the Canadian Destroyer. So and Trevor Lee made sure to stop this early because he didn't want Petey getting hurt or nothing. I think he was a little jealous. I think he was a little jealous because he won't being able to be so hands on. I think that's what it was. I'm gonna be honest. I think that's what it was. Casey, thoughts on Scarlett Bordeaux and the smoke show tonight?
I mean,
and commentary if you want to talk about that too.
He just needs to get a better, finisher, like more hands-on finisher, like Petey, and then he can show it off too. But I like this. I thought it was funny. Definitely, it was a good backstage segment. One of the better ones oh god, tonight. There was some bad ones. I'm
sorry. Let's move into the main event because it kind of does fall into the other feuds, I guess. OVE versus the Lucha Brothers and Cage. Thoughts on this feud so far? It's been okay. I feel like I don't like that it's taking Cage from the X Division Championship and defending it and having an actual feud for the title. I hope it breaks off into Cage versus Sami Callihan, to be honest, because I'm fine with the Lucha Brothers versus OVE, but I think Cage and Sami Callihan could have a good match together too. I thought this match was pretty good. I liked it. Surprising that it was a match, considering they're going to have a match at Bound for Glory 2, but it was kind of a condensed version, kind of giving you a little bit of a preview of what's going to go down. And I like Sami Callihan getting himself disqualified because this one doesn't really matter. That was a good little way to end the match. But other than that, I mean, I thought it was good. I'm excited for the match coming up, but like I said, I hope they kind of break this off a little bit and have some individual feuds within this as well. So, Casey, thoughts on OVE versus the Lucha Brothers?
I think it's a good feud. I think it works. I would like to see a feud between Cage and Callihan. I think that would be really good too. But I think just in general, this has been a good feud with the Lucha Brothers and OVE, and then adding Cage in there. So I like it, and I thought the match was good too. I like the disqualification, so kind of gets you excited more for the match at Bound for Glory.
And for some reason, I put this at closer to the middle, but I should put this in the other feuds too. Joe Hendry and the Monster Clown thing, the kind of Joe Hendry, Katarina, Grado saga that's going on. I think I missed the episode where the breakup happened, so I'm still kind of confused on that. But Joe Hendry would face the Monster Clown, who did a little video type, a couple of little videos for Katarina and the Monster Clown, which I thought were pretty funny. I I wasn't a huge fan of this match either. I think this was one of the ones where I felt like it was kind of like, eh. Um, I'm still wondering what they're gonna do with this Joe Hendry Katarina Grado thing, since Katarina's kind of on the other side now. Is Joe Hendry going to join her or whatever? Because I think we were all expecting Joe Hendry to join Katarina and kind of turn on Grado, but they kind of flipped it on us and had Katarina kind of turn on both of them. So I kind of wonder where exactly they're going to go. But Casey, thoughts on Joe Hendry versus Monster Clown and the whole kind of saga between him, Grado, and Katarina?
This man, Murder Clown.
Murder Clown. I put Monster. I knew it was some clown. I thought, my bad. You wouldn't even. You let me say it multiple times too, and didn't even try to like say nothing. Murderous, monstrous clown.
It's Murder Clown. I was excited when I saw that. But like DJ, I missed the whole breakup and everything because we've been on a hiatus with Impact for a little bit, so I missed that. But I was excited when I saw her come out with Murder Clown. I was a fan of the Psycho Circus when I watched. I think it was CML, no, AAA. I think it was in AAA. When I watched a couple of their pay-per-views. So I've seen a little bit of them before they broke up. I liked it. I like any kind of clown gimmicks in wrestling. Especially like evil clown kind of gimmicks. One of the things I like. So I was a fan of them. The match was they ain't got to do that to my boy. They ain't got to kill him like that though. They ain't got. And the other thing is, I like that they're doing Joe Hendry's, custom music videos for his opponents. I just miss back in ICW, he used to actually do parodies of songs, like actual real songs, like parody them. Now it's just generic, and I don't know. It might just be a copyright thing where he can't parody songs because of maybe copyright laws. Now that he's on more of a national show, but I just miss that a little bit. I do like the line where he said, I may not be a pirate and we may not be related or something like that, referring to back when Katarina was in WWE. She was teamed up with Paul Burchill, and their gimmick was that they were brother and sister, and it was implied that they had a relationship, like an incestual relationship. And then also Paul Burchill was a pirate in one of his gimmicks. So I like that they kind of put that little Easter egg in there. If anyone caught that, but yeah, I'm curious about this feud. I want to see where it goes, what they do with it.
All righty. Yeah, I definitely think the parodies of actual songs will be better, but like you said, the copyright type thing, I guess you never really know. You know, never really know that situation. But moving on to the X division, really just one match within the X division tonight. Obviously, Cage was in his own little thing in the main event, but we had Rich Swann versus Matt Sidell, in a pretty good match. I thought this one was one of the better matches. I'm still liking Rich Swann and Impact, and I'm liking Sidell and Impact. I was excited for this match. I think this is the second time they've wrestled in Impact so far. I think they wrestled a couple weeks ago too. Sidell ends up winning after Ethan Page would come out and cost Rich Swann the match. And then we get a little promo for them from them in the backstage area, kind of Ethan Page, kind of just going, with the third eye type thing, with Matt Sidell. So I think it's going to be it kind of brings a little bit more interest to Matt Sidell now, having somebody by his side. They're going to be partners, at least for Bound for Glory, setting up a tag team match between Ethan Page and Matt Sidell versus Rich Swann and a partner of his choice. Kind of wondering who that's going to be. So that's exciting, and I like Ethan Page. I'm excited about Ethan Page. Isn't Ethan Page the guy you hate?
I was upset with him for a while because he tried to kill one of my favorite wrestlers off a ladder, and I was like, that ain't cool, bro. But he alright. He alright.
Who was the guy you really hated, like that Impact tried to sign? Who's that guy's name? He was like an independent guy. He was a really like, and you were like, I hope not. I thought it was Ethan Page. It might have been somebody else.
I don't remember.
I don't know, but you hated him. You were like, I'm not. I don't like the guy.
You gonna have to look back at the footage.
True. In the archives. Thoughts on the X Division? One of the X Division kind of feuds we're having starting to develop now. Rich Swann and Matt Sidell.
Oh yeah, Matt Sidell. Matt Sidell. I liked it. I think these two work really well together. Still not 100% sure. I like Rich Swann and Impact. I miss the dancing, bro. I miss the song in WWE. I miss it, man. I miss it. But I thought this was a good match. I was definitely excited when Ethan Page came out. I think I remember talking about him debuting soon in Impact a couple weeks ago. And bruh, if they're gonna do the whole, who is this guy? We can't see his face. Blah blah blah. Make it somebody who isn't so obviously someone we all know. Come on, like,
or put a mask on him. He could have wore the mask because when they were saying that, I thought he had a little, Matt Sydell's little mask on. The mask that he wears out to the ring.
Yeah, I was like, we can clearly see that that's Ethan Page. Like, why are you even trying? I don't know, but I liked it. I'm curious to see where they go with this. I like that he's teamed up with Matt Sidell. Kind of helps him out a little bit for people who maybe don't know him to kind of team up with Matt Sidell. But I'm definitely curious to see where this goes, and I hope they don't open anyone else's third eye because you don't need your third eye open. You don't need it. Like you don't.
You got to open that third eye, Casey. That's what's wrong with you. That's what's going on. You got to open that third eye. Moving on to the knockouts, Kyra Hogan with Ali versus Sooyoung with one of her undead bridesmaids, the bridesmaid of honor. I thought this match was okay. This is another one of those matches that felt kind of sloppy, kind of off a little bit for whatever reason, which is weird because they worked together a couple times in Impact. I don't know how I feel about this feud still going because I guess I'm ready for Sooyoung to kind of move on to something else. And she's not. She's kind of still stuck in the same thing. But I guess to a certain degree, there's not a lot of depth in the Knockouts division, so there's not any other places for her to go really besides back to the title picture. But I like this though. I thought it was a good match. It was a pretty good match. It was okay. There was just some times in it that felt a little bit off. And then after the match, they had brought out the coffin. They were gonna try to put Ali in it first, but because Kyra Hogan was down, so they were gonna try to put Ali in it with the mandible claw. Kyra Hogan came and fought Sooyoung, and then Sooyoung would end up putting Kyra Hogan in it instead. Also in the Knockouts division tonight, we had the video package on Tessa Blanchard and Taya Valkyrie. I'm excited about that match coming up at Bound for Glory as well. There were some good things being said in that package by Taya with her, making her come back and trying to make it in a big way against the champion. I hope that this feud lasts longer than just Bound for Glory, just because I think they could do some really good promos against each other because they're both they're both very, very out there and very confident about who they are and everything. So I think that would be really fun if they continue this feud after Bound for Glory. But Casey, thoughts on the knockouts tonight? Kyra Hogan versus Sooyoung, and the video package that we had with Tessa Blanchard and Taya Valkyrie.
I thought it was okay. I I don't know what they're doing with Allie right now, and I have no idea what they're doing with Kyra Hogan. Because like on paper, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna push her so hard. She's so good." Blah blah blah. And then they throw her out there, and like she jobs, and I'm like, "Wait, what? How? How'd that work though? I don't understand. Impact, what you doing?" Um, but yeah, I'm curious what they're are they kind of making Allie more of a like Rosemary, kind of breaking her mentally or something like that? Like, what's going on? But I'm definitely excited for Ty Valkyrie versus the freaking can't remember why did I just
Tessa Blanchard,
yeah, that one.
the knockout champion, by the way.
I was thinking to spell it,
I,
but
I mean that I mean that's worse than the Monster Clown. I'm just saying.
it's not. It's real not. I'm definitely excited for that at Bound for Glory. If I can watch Bound for Glory, because they make you pay for that stuff. Like you gotta be paying for that, and I'm like, nah, I'm a spoiled wrestling fan. I get that shit for $9.99 a month. Like, why I gotta pay the $50? Why do that? Like, why? So we'll see.
All right, and then moving into the tag team division, we had LAX and the OGs. They had their little backstage thing. All I remember is tequila and spitting the tequila in Conan's face. And Santana and Ortiz, they ready to jump him, they ready to get him. And he's like, say the word, and they ain't saying the words. So obviously King, Hernandez, and Homicide have the mental advantage right now. And this has been somewhat of an interesting feud, but it's one of those feuds that hasn't felt as personal as it should be. I feel like there's been times where it has been, and this one I think is one of those segments. Casey may not agree, but I felt like the acting was kind of weird in this one, where it didn't feel like you almost didn't believe it. You almost was sitting there like, I mean, they ain't really ready to fight though. They just there. They just there together. They just there. So I don't know. I I liked it, but I didn't. At the same time, but Casey, thoughts on LAX and the OGs?
I liked it. I like that Conan told him back. I think it shows more maturity and um, I think it shows that he's a better leader, knowing when to hold back and then when to attack. Whereas King is just cocky. He's in your face. He maybe doesn't know strategically when to do things and when not to. I think it shows the veteran knowledge of Conan. And it kind of makes me like the Conan with LAX versus King with the OGs a little bit more. So I liked it.
I would love to see a double turn from the two managers at Bound for Glory. Um, either one where one where it King either allows King turns on the OGs and LAX turns heel, or vice versa, where Conan kind of turns on LAX and kind of gets back with his guys like he was all alone, and they win the titles. I just think that would be cool. I think that would be a cool way to not necessarily end it, but like a cool little peak period for the feud.
Yeah.
But moving on to the world title scene, which we started out with the Moose kind of setting up his plan, calling Eddie Edwards. Eddie Edwards goes over there to, I guess it was like Austin Aries' lair or something. They didn't really specify, I don't think, but went over there and met with Moose, who had Alicia, which I was confused about because I missed last week. So I was like, did he take her? Did she just? I was like, did she turn? Because she was looking a lot like Moose. Because Moose ain't had a tie dye on tonight. He was in all black. She was in all black. I'm like, so did she turn on Eddie? Like, is this what happened? Did I miss it? And then the way the way the interaction went, it was one of those situations where I was like, okay, so she's not with him. Then Eddie Edwards end up attacking Moose. Killer Cross comes in, attacks Eddie Edwards. Somehow Eddie Edwards and Alicia, they escape. And he calls Johnny Impact. He says, Johnny Impact, get Austin Aries now. He's all alone. So then it would set up the Johnny Impact, Austin Aries kind of promo battle at the end of the show. Oh, not the end of the show, but close to the end of the show. Where Johnny Impact would call out Austin Aries. Austin Aries came out in the sling. They'd go back and forth, which was good. I liked it. I love Austin Aries on the mic. I think he did a good job. With especially with the name calling. With the Johnny Impact, Johnny Mundo. Who are you this week? Johnny's Survivor, whatever. I think he did a good job with that. And I love how kind of talking about he's the champion. He has the belt, making sure that he knows he's the champion. He has the belt or whatever. And then basically he said he would show up one-on-one to face Johnny. He said so many names, I almost forgot Johnny's actual name now, Johnny Impact. He said that, he was going to face Johnny Impact one-on-one at Bound for Glory. So I like this. I thought it was good. I thought the dynamic between the two was really good. I felt like Johnny Impact didn't feel as awkward in this one as he usually does when he cuts a promo or does an interview or something. So I think maybe him being in the ring with someone else maybe helped him out a little bit. He didn't feel like he was, as awkward as usual. But I liked it. I'm definitely excited for this match. It's going to be a really good match when it comes down to it at Bound for Glory. So I'm definitely excited. Casey, thoughts on the world title picture? And these are probably your favorite segments ever. You were saying. I know you liked the Eddie Edwards. I actually liked these segments. I did. I thought they was fun. That they was fun. They was entertaining.
This no. The overacting was painful. It was painful. I didn't like it. One thing I did like was Johnny Impact coming through the backstage, and he, stops and thinks he sees Aries and turns the guy around, and it's just some guy in the back. And Mackenzie's there. And he's like, "Hey, Mackenzie, haven't seen you in a while." And she's like, "I've been here the whole time." I was like, "Bruh, I love it." But yeah, I just the acting was always.
All right. Well, about time for us to sign off here on the Impact Wrestling Review 10/4/2018. We hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, bell for notifications as well. Give us a like the Facebook page. Give us a follow on the Twitter machine, ICW_podcast. Other than that, I think that's it. I think I covered all the bases. I got them. I ran the home run just now. I think I got them all. I did. But anyway, hopefully Rabbit will be back next week. He can give some of his thoughts about the previous this week as well. So hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys next time. This has been your Impact Wrestling Review on the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast. The only podcast that is always, and I mean truly, right? Right, that's what it is, right? An instant classic. See you guys later.